As most of you know that follow this channel, we teach on the book of Revelation. I want to encourage each of you to do a few things. Pray, fast, study the Word, especially the Old Testament. Try to get the mind of God. What I mean by that is to see things the way God sees them, in the sense of what's important that He teaches in the Bible. He teaches a spiritual aspect, and God is concerned with the spiritual well-being and the spiritual understanding more than anything. So if you study the Old Testament and you start to try to look at the book of Revelation from what's taught in the Old Testament, what's prophesied in the Old Testament, the various typology in the Old Testament, you can start to understand exactly that the revelation of Jesus Christ is just that. It's the revealing of Him. I would not just go with the most popular belief of futurism, or even just take my word on it. I wouldn't do that. I would want to know the truth for myself. I would get in the Word, I would study the Word, and again, try to get an understanding about how God views things and how the prophecies of the Old Testament were fulfilled in Jesus Christ. And if you do that, you will find that it indeed is the revelation of Jesus Christ, that it's not about the end of the physical world. In fact, none of Revelation is physical, as I've taught for years on this channel. It's all spiritual in understanding and interpretation of the other scriptures. And here we teach spiritual preterism. We use nothing but the Bible to interpret the book of Revelation. We do not just come at it from a current events standpoint or use a private interpretation to try to get an understanding. And you can always try to fit a square peg in a round hole and try to bang it in there and try to make current events fit something that's just not the correct understanding. But if you read the Old Testament, even parts of the New Testament, and you do that in trying to understand the book of Revelation, and you come at it from a correct spiritual, symbolic perspective, that it is about Jesus and about His spiritual accomplishments and the many things that transpired, that happened because of Jesus, you will be coming at this from a clearer perspective. And again, keep in mind that God is not interested in gold in the literal sense. These things are all symbolic, whether it be the golden streets or the pearly gates or what have you. So keep that in mind. I have a new book out, The Triumph of Christ, Revelation Unsealed. You can copy, paste, or click a link in the description. But trying to get rid of that fear that is not correct. Okay, this doom and gloom that's been taught out here, that many people sadly follow blindly just because it's the most popular belief. People jump on that, and you'll find that 9 times out of 10, the most popular things that are taught are not the correct teachings regarding the Bible in general or regarding the book of Revelation. So I encourage you, get in there, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That way you know what you believe, you know why you believe it. And when somebody comes up to you and they try to say, hey, this is the way you should understand it, or you'll know just what you believe and how to combat that, and hopefully be able to teach the truth and not be duped by something that's false. I never want you just to take my word for it. I want you to look at the scriptures, and when I say something and that I've studied, I want you to look those scriptures up. I want you to look at what the Bible says regarding the teachings that I teach here. Just don't take mine or anybody else's word for it, because then you'll really not know whether you're believing the truth. When you study, and I have no problem with studying different interpretations, okay? Futurism, historicism, partial preterism, full preterism, or what I teach here, spiritual preterism. I have no problem with people commenting, as long as they're friendly, of course. You know, nobody wants any people to be nasty or mean about it. But As long as they come across in an honest, sincere way, I do my best to answer the questions. And I have no fear of those things because I have studied those and I understand those and I know what I believe and what I teach and why I teach it and what the supporting evidence is. And I encourage you to do the same. Follow and subscribe if the book of Revelation and eschatology in general is something that interests you. And I'm certainly doing my best out here to get the truth and appreciate all of your encouragement that I've received lately. God bless each and every one of you.